So in this one, we're going to be very careful because we have a fraction now. All right. Let me go ahead and write it down. So it's not too crazy hard. It's a little bit challenging, but once you get the hang of it, you're gonna do just fine. Let me see if I can move this over right here. All right. So I copied it correct. But the first thing we're gonna do order operations, right? So we're gonna first distribute everything. And you're gonna be like, whoa, how am I gonna distribute a fraction? So we're gonna do a little bit of math on the scratch work on the side to solve this side. All right. So right here, -3 times -7, it's positive 21. And then -3 times negative an x. So notice how there's a negative x. It's also a subtraction sign. So you can use them, you can treat them the same. But I always like to put a 1 there, wherever there's just a single variable to help me. All right? Because -3 times -1 becomes a positive 3. Right? X. So remember, negative times negative, it's a positive when you multiply them. All right? So we get 3x. Now on the other side, we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to be a little bit careful because we have fractions now. So 1/2 times 1. Well, anything times 1 is itself. So right here is just 1/2 x. And then now 1/2 times 2. So let's do that on the side. 1/2 times 2. Alright. So 1/2 times 2. So notice because this is a fraction and the 2 is a whole number, we can make the 2 a fraction as well. See? Anytime it's a whole number, always put a 1 underneath. Right? And then now we can multiply the top with the top and the bottom with the bottom. So we get 2 over 2. Well, what is 2 over 2? 1. So there you go. So right here we're going to have plus 1. Plus 1. And then now we're going to combine like terms. Alright, so now we're going to combine like terms. And right here, it's going to be a bit tricky because we still have the fraction. But what we're going to do first, to make things easier for us, we're going to combine the whole numbers. So remember, like I said, move the variables on this side and the numbers on this side. So I'm going to move the 21 first, right? Because these are easier. So now we're going to get a little bit challenging. Positive 1 minus 21. So if I start with 1 and I'm taking away 21, well, I can't, right? I'm going to go to the negative side. So it's going to be negative 20, right? If you have 1 and then you take away 21, you end up on the negative side. And that's how you come up with negative 20. So now we have 1/2 x minus 20. Notice how the negative became a minus 20, right? It's how you read the expression. 1/2 x minus 20. And when we simplify this, we got negative 20. So that's math, right? Negative and 20 are the same thing essentially. So now what we're going to do, we're going to move this on this side, right? It's going to be a little bit tricky though, because we're going to have a fraction subtracting by a whole number, right? So let's see what we come up with. All right, I think we're going to need more space, but that's okay. So we said that this is a positive, right? This is positive 1/2. So we're going to subtract 1/2 x on both sides. Subtract 1/2 x. So this side cancels. And 3 minus half. That's a little challenging. So 3 minus half is 2.5. But I'm going to show you how I got that. So there's a couple ways of doing this. Let me erase this scratch work on this side so I can do it on this side. So the way I'm going to show you, it's basically, let's see, how can I show you? Alright, so let's do like this. Hopefully you're learning this. Because we're subtracting, we're going to convert the 3 into a mixed fraction. All right. I don't know if you're learning mixed fractions or... Okay, what about we convert it to decimal? Hopefully you're learning that. So 1/2 is 0.5, right? So we have 3 minus 1/2. They both have x's. So right here, this is going to be 3 minus 0.5 x. So that's a bit easier. You can say 3 minus 0.5. This is 3.0, right? And then now you subtract them, you get 2.5. That's how I knew it was 2.5. So 2.5 x equals 20. So now we're gonna do long division. Right? We're gonna say how many times is 2.5 going to 20? So let me go ahead and erase my scratch work. And here what we're gonna do, we're gonna say how many times is 2.5 going to 20? Sorry, it's really hard to draw a little dot. So 2.5 goes into 20. So right here, you know, because we have decimals, we can move this over 1, and then we can add a decimal. We can move the decimal over here over 1. So now we end up with 25 over 200. We get bigger numbers, so it's actually easier, right? So 25 goes into 200. Let's see, 25 times 4. Oh, sorry. 25 times 4, it's 100, right? Sounds very easy. 4 quarters is $1, right? So 25 times 4 is 100. So if I double that, 25 times 8, that has to be 200. So there you go. So it's 8. So there you go. My answer is 8. All right. So I know this one's a bit challenging. I want you to try it again on your own after you copy my stuff down, but try it again without looking at the answer or without looking at the steps, like straight from the top, right? So basically, just keep the original problem. And don't look at the work and don't look at the answer. Just try it again on a separate sheet of paper. See if you remember all the steps. I know this one's a little bit challenging, but I'm sure you can get it. You can do it.